Hey guys, this is Chad with Pure Media Systems. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're down in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to be doing a network closet, media closet overhaul. We're going to show you what we're doing right after the intro. All right, so we're upstairs in the game room. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Over here, we've already installed an 85-inch Sony 91J up here for the customer. This is the new Sony 85-inch TV here. Everything's ready there. They had a really old 55-inch Samsung, so they're overhauling their game room up here. In the closet over here, they had partially done by a previous installer here. As you can see, we've been gradually updating their system over time. They've got all this equipment here. They've got their Spectrum modem. They had an old Pro Control remote that does not really control their equipment very well. And then they've got all their Araknis pieces here. They've got a 16-port 110 switch, the 210 8-port switch with PoE for the access points. And then we have a 310 router here. Over here we've got, which should not be placed on its side. We're going to be putting this in the rack and everything correctly. We've got a Denon receiver, and then all the stuff, they've got it coming out of the wall here. You can see over time as they come in here, the kids come in and like to mess with everything in here. So we're going to be putting in a strong FS series rack here. So as you can see, we've got the 15U FS series rack from Strong. So all this can be locked. The kids can't get in to the network equipment or the receiver or anything else. We're going to be putting a Control4 EA1 in here. What we'll do is they've got a Nintendo Switch, so we'll just set that right up on top so that they can put the Switch in here very easily and don't have to mess with any of the equipment. So we're going to go ahead and get to work with all of that. Pardon the mess. It's obviously the kids' playroom, which is why it is so important to overhaul this closet and get it to where the kids can't get into it. And we're going to have it just placed right here in the corner and also frees up all of this space. They can put games and other things on the shelf again. All right, so we've taken the side panels off. This is the back of the rack. It does come pre-assembled with the two shelves, comes the two vented blank plates, and everything is fully assembled with the casters. It even comes with two fans here from Cool Components built in, so real quiet ventilation. Everything is just a great solution here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start by taking off the panels here. I've already started taking out these screws. So we're going to take out the vent blank plates and get everything situated in here, put the EA1 controller and all the equipment in here and get it all set up so we can get it wired and then get it back in the closet so the internet is down for as short a period as time or as possible. All right, so just an update here. We've got all of the cables here. We're starting to go through and label them. Of course, they were all zip tied together, bundled up. You know, the previous installer decided to use zip ties, several layers of zip ties as they added in here. You know, when zip ties are always difficult to work with. You run the risk, of course, you know, you got to be real careful because you run the risk, of course, you know, cutting a cable when you're trying to cut through these. You need to add one cable into the bundle. Well, now you've either got to do another zip tie like they've done here. You can see there's just layered and layered and layered, or, you know, the other alternative is use twist ties, Velcro. Either one of those are easy to undo and run your new cables through and redo here. And you can see it's just a bit of a mess back here. So we're going through, labeling all the cables to see what everything is. Some of it is already labeled. We've already discovered some of them are mislabeled. So just going through and, you know, just doing the right thing here and getting everything done properly so we can get it all cleaned up and into the rack. So we're going through labeling, going to take all these pieces out and put them all into the rack. All right, so we've got the rack mostly mocked up here. So we've got the EA1 on the rack mount for it, the 310 router, 210 PoE switch, the 110 switch they already had, all the equipment they added on. Instead of doing just one big switch, they added on over time, which is typically fine. Just one extra piece of equipment here. Got a shelf which we're going to have Roku, the Roku Ultra, DirecTV, Genie, as well as the modem on, and we've got the Denon receiver here. And then we've got a couple extra, we got 4U of space for future expansion if they want to put anything else in this location here. On the back side of it, we're starting to undo the cables here, but we just want to give you a status update. Let me say, not the cleanest at the moment, but we've just got it all mocked up here. So we've got all the pieces here, so we can easily get to everything. You can see the rack shelf where the A1 has, I'm not sure if it's coming through on the camera, but they've got nice points here to secure cables and other things down. So it's not just mounted there and then you've got to find something to do with all the cables. It can easily be managed there. Then we've got all the pieces here. We're going to come through and put lace bars in next so we can manage all the cables and get everything through. And then we've got the, this is the 800 series, the WB-800-IPVM-12. So it's a 12 outlet 800 series watt box. It's IP controllable. So what that means is that each of these outlets are independently controllable through the OvrC platform. Which is built into all of the Araknis watt box and other components, as well as Control4, Denon. You know, a lot of other brands are partnering with the OvrC platform, so that for remote management and other services with that. So we're going to get the next pieces going, lace bars in, get everything, all the cables managed, so we can get everything extended. Here, show you what I've uncovered as we've been taking everything out of the closet. So in the closet here, you know, we've gone through, we're labeling the cables, marking things so we can easily find the cables we're looking for. This is the coax that comes into the for the router. We found several cables here, or at least this one for sure, that you know, customers complain about intermittent the access points going in and out. Well, one of the cables just sitting here is very frayed, so we're going to have to splice into the cable here and extend it down, but not sure if this is from rodents previously or if it is from someone, you know, at some point in time they pulled this out of the wall and it could have just gotten rubbed up against the gang box here. So we're going to take care of all these pieces as we go along and manage all these cables, so we'll be able to bundle them all together and extend them into the rack. All right, so just a quick status update that we've got here. I've got the rack pretty much the way we want it for now. So we've got the switch right up top. They saw some play in the slack in the cable. They can move it around. That way the kids can easily come in and put the switch in and out of the base without actually having to interrupt or get into the rack itself, because we'll have all the panels and doors on here. I've also got the Arlo base station right here. So of course we've got the Control4 EA1 controller, the 310 router, the switches, the modem, Roku Ultra, DirecTV Genie, and then the Denon receiver. Around back, still got a little bit of buttoning up to do, but this way you can see where we're at before we get it all rolled in there. Got everything with lace bars, got a bunch of cables already coming across here. All of the outlets are labeled here, as you can see. These will be labeled within the OvrC ecosystem for both the customer as well as us for management remotely. And I've got all of the devices and everything plugged in here, so all we have to do is get the Ethernet cables coming in here into the switches, as well as, you know, the IR and everything else for the TV. We've already run Ethernet for the TV here, and we are using an IR over Ethernet cable, and it just goes right into the back of the Sony TV. Sony TVs are really nice with the control here, so we can control with IR, and we've got the Ethernet right here, and literally just plugs right into the back of the TV, as you can see where the IR in is. So we don't have to have any eyes or anything on the front. As an alternative, we can do that as well. Just put an eye here where it would just flash. You can see the feedback there, but those do come off from time to time. They're susceptible to that. So this way, there's no issues with the eyes falling off or the emitters or anything like that. So we're going to finish buttoning this up and show you real quick what we've done here. Pulled all this cable out. This is all unused cable cables, stuff that was stripped, cut, issues that was already messed up before. We've put banana plugs on the cables and labeled them all here. I said had to put extend this. This was had issues all the way in, so we labeled it and put a keystone on it so we can extend it down. Put a put a new low voltage bracket in the wall that will actually hold it, because this hole is overcut, so that we got an oversized bracket here, as well as a proper brush plate, so everything is coming through here and there's not an actual hole in the wall. So once we get everything bundled together here and going into the rack, we'll show you what we're that next step. All right, so just want to show you what we've got here. We got a couple more things to button up back here before we finish up, but just want to show you what we got. So we've got all of the cables nicely bundled here and coming down through all the lace bars and everything else tied through here. So let me go ahead and zoom out so you get a better view. Everything is coming in here. See, this was a huge mess before, but now it's all easily managed. Everything is easily labeled. Is labeled and easily legible for everything else. We've got everything coming through here. All the equipment is here. You can see, again, everything is labeled. We've got the speaker cables coming in here. They're only using 2 speakers right now, but it is wired for additional speakers. So we've got the ability to, we've got the banana plugs on them already, so we can go ahead and plug them in if they want to use the additional speakers later on. Again, there's only 2 speakers installed, and they're just using it as a stereo zone for right now. So we're going to go ahead and finish buttoning up and program the Control4 remote, and then give you an overview. All right, guys, so we're finishing up here. Just give you a quick overview. I've got the rack here. I'm going to finish everything here and show you everything. But we've got the Artlo out there for all the cameras. Got the Nintendo Switch so that the kids can get to their Nintendo and not actually get in to the rack here. So got the keys and everything so that they can lock the rack. In here, of course, we've got the EA1, all the Araknis gear for the networking. Got the modem, got a Roku back there, and the DirecTV Genie. This tape is the Genie is actually having an issue with the IR receiver on it, and put the tape here temporarily as a fix for it. It's an issue with the DirecTV box itself. That's why that tape is there. Then we've got the Denon receiver, and of course you've already seen the back of the rack. All right, so then of course we've got the Sony TV, and we've got the SR260 remote. So you can see it says game room. They've got another SR260 remote in the living room downstairs, and it says living room on it, so you don't get them confused. You can select watch, and you've got your options here of what you want to watch. So you just hit the up and down arrow to select, so you can hit DirecTV. Turns on the TV, changes everything to the correct inputs. Turned on the DirecTV box as well as the Denon receiver. You see there's speakers in the ceiling here. It's just running a stereo pair for the customer here. They can, of course, control the volume, just hitting the volume, and you get feedback on the remote itself there as well. So it stays in line with the TV or the receiver. Of course, you know, the guide controls the guide, menu, back, etc. You can then hit watch and go to Roku. And of course, change the input on the receiver, goes over to the Roku, and you got full IP control of everything here. So we can easily control everything right from here. You want to go to Netflix, you just select Netflix, and it launches that right up. Of course, we also then have the ability to go to the Nintendo Switch here. So you just go down, select Nintendo, changes the input on the receiver again, and the Switch is currently off, but if we turn it on, it will turn, everything will turn on here with it as well. So we've got all that, and at the end of the day, you know, let's say you're done with the Switch, you want to go back to the Roku, just select it, and it will do everything for you. And let's say we're done for the day, you just hit the off button, and we're done. Turns everything off for you. And now I've got a much cleaner cleaner and protected system here. So now they've got all of the shelf back and everything else. They can take their SR260. You can see you've got the battery meter at the top there. We can just throw it right on the charger, right on the cradle. On the bottom, you've got red for dead, so it's charging, and will turn green when it is fully charged. So that is there temporarily, so they can obviously they can take that charge and move it anywhere in the room. So we've got that there for the customer to do with what they'd like. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas and interested in a system like this, please contact us at 972-905-0556 or email sales@puremediasystems.com. Of course, all that will be down in the description below. We obviously do home theater automation, outdoor systems, networking, anything media related that you need done for your home or business. Again, please contact us at 972-905-0556. Please consider subscribing if you like videos like this. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and give us a big thumbs up. Thanks, guys.